Welcome to Operation Side Hustle with Piers. My name is Piers and the goal of this channel is to grow £25 into £25,000. Me and Bella, we're just chilling out today. I hope you guys are having a good day. Check out this video. This one's a really good one. I think you guys will enjoy it. I show you how I go about sourcing the items that I flip. What am I searching for? What am I looking for? How do I actually find them? And then I also show you guys, once I've actually found the item, how do I go about staging the piece? How do I then go about listing it? What are some of the descriptive words? What are some of the keywords that I use in all my listings to make sure that those items sell really fast and ideally for as much profit as possible? We end up making some really good profit in this video. We managed to source an item that I'm really, really excited about. I'm looking forward to you guys seeing. And I'll say it at the start of the video now, but about 60% of you guys that are watching this are not subscribed to the video. So if you can hit that subscribe button, that'd be much appreciated. But let's go. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Catch up with you soon. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the start of a new video. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for your time. Starting the week off pretty good, I think. We've managed to make a sale. I've sold this like solid wood table. I've obviously got to get everything moved. Got to go and get it loaded up into the car. So gonna get this loaded. I've actually only sold it for £50. I can't remember what I picked up that table for. I think I paid 25 for it, so we've doubled our money. I'll double check. I'll put yes or no. I'm pretty sure we paid 25 for it. We might have paid 30, but things have definitely been slow, as I said in the last video, but getting a couple of inquiries. I've actually had quite a few inquiries for that table itself, but someone came through and said they paid £50, and then I've got only £5 worth of delivery. Had to haggle pretty hard on it, but £5, it covers my fuel. And then also I've managed to sell the pine coffee table. Someone is coming to pick that up tomorrow for £40, and we paid 20 for that one. This first one here, nothing on the second one, but yeah, gonna go and get this table loaded up, gonna go and get it delivered and crack on with my day. Catch up with you in a sec, bye. Bit of a mare getting into the actual boot, but table's now loaded. Gonna go and get this delivered. Let's go and get paid. Boom, and just like that, the table is now delivered. We got paid, got all the cash and everything. So we got £55, £5 of that is delivery. So let's call it £50. I'm pretty sure I paid 25 or £30, as I said in the last clip. I do need to double check, but either way, we've made some profit on it, and that's all that matters. I've got a lady coming to pick up the pine table tomorrow, which is good as well. So that means that we'll be starting to shift some stock, because it was definitely slow in the last video. Might have to start looking at getting some more stock in, just so that we can sort of continue with the sales. I've not really been looking for anything because I've had sort of 6 or 7 pieces on the go at one time at the moment. So yeah, we're working our way through some of the stock, which is good. Gonna start looking for some new items to list, but yeah, progressing nicely. Catch up with you soon. Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. In the last clip I said that kind of want to start looking for some new stock, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of take you along and show you how I actually source some of my stock, what are the type of things that we're looking for. So I'm going to jump over to my iPad, hopefully you guys can follow along. So I'm opening up, I do everything on my Facebook Marketplace, so I click on the Marketplace. And then at the top here, you can just hit search, and you can see I've kind of got some of my recent searches. So one of the kind of the popular ones that I go for is coffee table. You're looking for those like generic search terms. You're not like looking for real specific stuff like mid-century legs with oak effect or whatever it might be. So I tend to go quite generic. Once I'm in the search, you can actually click at the top left here, and you can click on your sort of location. And you can actually change the radius that you want to search. So traditionally, I try and set that to about 10 kilometers. And the reason for that is that you don't really want to be traveling too far, because it costs you more fuel, or more money for fuel, and just your time. So ideally, you want to try and start nice and local, and then if you can't find anything within your local area, then you can start to expand your search out. So I would start normally at around the 10 kilometer mark. And when I'm looking at items, I'm looking for a couple of things really. So I'm looking for ideally solid wood pieces or wood pieces in general. Try and look for those hardwoods, oak, mahogany, sometimes some pine pieces as well, but solid wood for sure. Veneers, sometimes, depending on the quality of the item, I'll also look at veneer. But then for things like coffee tables, I'm always looking for kind of unique things. So drawers are a really good thing. Display shelves, also a really nice feature. And then the actual kind of the dimensions of the piece, I want them to be about 1 meter long, or in excess of 1 meter long, and then about sort of 50 to 60 centimeters wide. Most coffee tables are then about 40-45 centimeters tall, but that's fairly standard. So as you can see, I've got this now set to 10 kilometers, and I'm just having a quick look here, and this large coffee table and this solid oak coffee table on the left there, they're actually both of my listings, so you can kind of see how I stage my items. But straight away, this top one here, £10, well within my budget, which is normally about the £30 mark. £10 looks pretty good, but when I click on it, straight away I can see in that sort of right hand corner it's got some damage. That's no good. Stay away from anything with damage on it. But scrolling down, dark wood coffee table, this piece looks to be pretty good. That looks like it's probably a veneer piece. It's probably got, what's the word I'm looking for? Not plyboard or plasterboard even, but it'll be a veneer on top. But that's a pretty nice piece. It's got the drawers, it's kind of got that display shelf. It's a wood effect. It doesn't look like it's got any damage scrolling through the photos. So that's a pretty nice piece. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to hit save. And what I'll traditionally do is I'll go through kind of like all the different search categories, and I'll hit the save button, and it adds it to a list. You can then access that list, and then I can kind of go through my list, and I'll probably wean some items off, but I'm going to add that one to my save list. And then as I said before, what I'd probably then do is I'd start moving the radius out by sort of 5 kilometer amounts on that first listing. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to change it to the suggested radius, which is about 80 kilometers. That's probably a bit too far, so there's probably going to be some items that pop up that I wouldn't go and collect, but just kind of for the sake of the video, I'm going to hit it and just see what kind of comes up, see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. You can kind of see my listing again, but there's that dark wood one that we were looking at. I like the look of this small coffee table. That's like a really nice, unique piece. Got some okay photos. Looking at the description, it's only 77 centimeters long, so a little bit too short for me. So for most people, that wouldn't be large enough. So nothing else really jumping out at me at the moment. Let's see if there's anything a bit further down. What have we got? There's another one of my listings. Solid oak coffee table. You know, I like that wording. Have we got any photos? That's quite a nice table as well. So I'll probably add that one to my save list, and one that I can go back to. Very heavy wooden coffee table. This piece is exactly what I'd be after, and actually it's a really good example. So this piece is £65. I'm traditionally paying around the £30 to £45. £45 tends to be my top sort of budget limit. So what I will do is I will actually save this item, and I'll probably keep track of it. So I kind of look at my saved items once a day, and I look at my list. If this piece, how long has it been on? It's been on for 51 minutes, it's been listed for. So I'll kind of track how it goes. If it's not sold in a day or two, I might drop the buyer a message, and just really see whether or not they are potentially interested in negotiating. So I'll drop them a message saying, is this still available? If they come back and say yes, I'll say, okay, I'd love to offer, and I'd probably put an offer in for something like £35 on this. They may well have even dropped the price by then. If you leave it a couple of days, they may well have dropped the price down to 50. So I like that to my save list. I'm going to go through it in a little bit more. You can see at the top here, if I click on coffee table, it'll also give you some suggestions, but I also quite like to go with some generic terms. So I'll often type in oak, just because sometimes you might find some listings where people have put sort of odd descriptive words. They've not called it a coffee table, they've called it something completely different, but it's got oak in it. So if you type in oak, you might find some things. So something like this light oak bedside table is quite nice. I'd probably look at something like that. But you can kind of go through it and see what you find. So I'm going to have a quick browse round, and if I come across any listings, I'll then jump back on with you guys, and I will sort of pick up and show you how I would then go about sort of trying to buy that piece. So I'll catch up with you in a second once I've done a bit more searching. Right, so I've just done sort of 5 or 10 minutes kind of going through, predominantly looking at coffee tables, and I'm just going to jump back into my iPad now. So I've managed to create myself a list, and you'll see here, I've got a list of about sort of 10 or 11 different tables. I've gone through kind of a mixture of different items. You'll see some of them are, they're predominantly around the £30 to £50 mark, but a couple of them are above that budget. I think I showed you this one at the very top that was a little bit above budget. But what I'll try and do is kind of track those items just to see if there are any fluctuations in the price, or if they don't sell after a couple of days, I'll start to engage with that sort of seller and start offering them some offers, really, just to see whether or not they'll come down on the price. But I was actually kind of going through this, and I came across a listing that I'm going to show you guys that I kind of had to pull the trigger on straight away. I found it matched everything that I was after, so you can kind of see it here. It ticks quite a few of those boxes that I mentioned. It's a solid wood piece. It's kind of that oak effect. It's probably a veneer looking at it. I'm almost certain that it's a veneer, but it's got that kind of oak effect, so that's perfect. It will be kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not plasterboard, kind of like an MDF underneath, but yeah, it'll be like a veneer on top. It's got good sized drawers at the bottom there, so it's got like 2 good sized drawers, which is perfect. And then it's important as well, it's got that display shelf, so it's meeting all those boxes. It's wood, it's got drawers, it's got a display shelf. Looking at the description as well, it looks to probably be about 1 meter, 1.2 meters in length, which is perfect. Importantly as well, the listing is actually terrible. So this item is only listed for £25. I've actually not even paid £25. So, you know, the picture's really bad. It looks like someone's probably had it in their house. They've kind of just picked it up and moved it to the side and taken a photo of it on a cheapo phone, and they've just kind of whacked it up onto Facebook. So it doesn't look great. So I've actually sent this, well, as soon as I saw this item, it's one that I had to get. It was really close as well. It's only about 14 minutes drive away. So I sent the buyer a message saying, is this still available? They came back pretty quickly and said, yes, it is. So I've then gone back and said, I would love to offer £20. I can come and collect this item tomorrow at 4 p.m. And the seller has come straight back to me and said, that's absolutely fine, as long as you can pick it up tomorrow at 4, which I can do at the moment because I'm on furlough. So really pleased I managed to pick this item up. Nice and close to me, which is perfect. The listing's really bad as well, so going to pick this one up tomorrow. I've also got another item that I've sourced that I'm going to kind of keep hidden from you because it looks to be a really, really nice item that I'm going to go and pick up tomorrow as well. So yeah, got a busy day ahead tomorrow. I hope you guys have kind of enjoyed how I've been searching. You can see as well, you know, I'll probably spend some time now after I'm done filming here, just kind of looking at some other items, looking at things like sideboards. Again, same kind of principles apply. I'm always looking for solid wood, a good price, you know, around that sort of £40 to £50 mark. I tend to pay a little bit more, but something like this would be probably quite a nice little item. So yeah, spend some time tonight, kind of get those stock levels up, and then, as I said before, you can sort of start to build those saved lists, and you'll see that I've got kind of like a couple of lists here, but the one that I've just created here for those coffee tables, you know, I've got sort of 9 or 10 tables now that I can kind of keep track of. This one here, this rustic solid one, is probably an item that I will pull the trigger on eventually once the price comes down. I try and negotiate them down, but something like that that's real solid hardwood tends to sell really well. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow once I'm on my way to pick up some of these items. Speak to you soon. Good afternoon. What a good start to the day. Just finished up my day at work, which has been pretty productive, which is good. My dog is with me. Say hello, it's Bella. Managed to sell the pine coffee table earlier this morning. Someone came and picked that up for £40. We paid £20 for that one, which is a really nice profit, so we doubled our money. And I'm now on my way to go and pick up the piece, or to pick up a sideboard piece. I was actually filming, as you saw earlier, I filmed the kind of how I source items last night, and after I kind of put the camera down, I managed to find this item, and I'm really excited to go and pick it up. From the photos, it looks like a great piece, and I think I've got it for an absolute steal. So I'm going to be paying £30 for it. So once I've picked it up, I'll pick up the camera again, and I'll check in with you guys. See you in a sec once we're picking up the item. Just picked up the sideboard. I've actually got it in the car now. I've got some sheets on it. I'm going to try and keep it covered so that you can't actually see it until I get home. But the one thing I want to take you through next is obviously how I go about staging the pieces, and then importantly how I actually list the pieces. So I've shown you how I source the item. So the next step is really how do you go about like listing these items? What are some of the details that I put in? And I'll kind of talk you through those steps in the next clip. But really pleased with the item. Got to do a little bit of work. It needs like a little bit of a repair at the top, but a couple of screws and I think we'll be sorted. But yeah, really pleased with the item. Let's get home. See you in a sec. Welcome back. Just got home. Just got the sideboard in, so I'm going to do the reveal. I've staged it. I had actually staged it with a little bit more, but kind of, as you can see, I'm trashing the house with all sorts of stuff, trying to move stuff around to get it staged. So yeah, it's this beautiful grey sideboard, 2 drawers over a big drawer at the bottom there. Kind of staged it with this brick that we've got in my house and that bay window, or not bay window, the mosaic window at the top there. So I think it looks really nice. So I've got the photos taken. I'm gonna get that listed up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna bring you guys along, I'm gonna show you how I list the item. So obviously I've taken the photos with it staged, I've taken things like the measurements. So obviously before you kind of sit down to do your listing, you're gonna have to get those taken, get the photos taken, get your measurements and so on. But sit down, show you how I sort of build that listing, some of the keywords that I use, how I research what keywords to actually use as well. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. I think this is a really nice piece, paid £30 for it. I think I'm gonna list it for around the £90 mark. I would really like to keep it actually. I think it looks really good in this little space, but the profit is more important. We've actually got an item, we've got the wine rack that goes there that I need to put back. So yeah, let's get to it. Got some work to do. Catch up soon. Welcome back. Just finished taking up those photos for the sideboard. So what I want to do now is jump back onto my iPad and kind of show you how I go about listing everything. So I'm going to jump onto the marketplace. I'm going to hit sell at the top here, and you want to select items. You can obviously see the different categories. As I said in the last clip, you want to have all your photos taken beforehand. You want to have kind of all the dimensions and everything like that. So at the top here, you can click on add photos and it will give you up your camera roll. And you can see here, you can obviously, you've got to pick your first photo, and the first photo that you pick is going to be the one that pops up on the listing. So you want to try and pick your best photo. I quite like the look of this one, so I'm going to pick that one as number 1, and then you can just kind of pick the other ones. You can see I've got just a couple of different angles and a different looks and feels. I've got one with the drawers open, so you can see all of the photos up at the top here. But we've got my top one, and you can have up to 10 photos at any one time. Now the title, when you're thinking about the title, you want to be thinking about kind of broad things. There's no point in you putting on there, you know, dark grey, mid-century sideboard with brown legs, because that's not what people are searching for. People are searching for generic key terms. So something like sideboard, for example, something like wood, something like solid wood. So what I try and do is try and combine some of those kind of keywords that I think most people will be searching for. So I'm going to go for something like solid wood, sideboard. And then I might add a little dash, and then I might put some specifics. So something like grey, just because again, someone might be looking for a specific color item. So I think that could be a good keyword, but what it's not gonna do is it's not gonna impact my listing, because before that I've got kind of the main keywords. The pricing, this is a little bit dependent, but with all of my products, I at least want to double my money. So what I traditionally do is I start them off at sort of about triple what I've paid for the item, and then I can gradually bring the price down. It's much harder to bring the price back up. So, you know, you list something for, say, for example, £50, and you're getting lots of inquiries. It's very hard to then say to that person, well, actually, no, I've had loads of inquiries, so I need to take at least 60. So you're always better off listing the item high, and then you can negotiate down. So for example, for this piece, I'm going to stick in 90. I think that's like a nice round figure. And then you can kind of go through these different categories, you know, kind of Facebook guide you on what you've got to do. But traditionally I'm scrolling down, and again, I'm not going into the specific items. I'm clicking on something like living room furniture, condition. If it's used, you're going to have to press use, but I always put like new. Most of my items are. If there are any sort of defects or anything like that, I will always put those in the photos. Color, again, you can select the relevant color. So I'm going to pick gray. Decor style, I mean, this is kind of personal preference. You know, I suppose I don't know what half of these are, but I think my item, it has those sort of mid-century legs, so I'm going to pick mid-century modern, which is nice. You can then set the location. So I actually set that location as the biggest town near me, which happens to be Tamworth. I'm not actually based at that postcode, but it's the biggest one that's near me. And then within the description, you know, you want to be fairly detailed in here, but you don't want to be going too lengthy. You want something that I would call it something like an elevator pitch, you know, 2 or 3 sentences that really describe your item, followed by a little bit of information about the dimensions and so on, and then a little bit about collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut the camera quickly. I'm going to type this out, and then I'll catch up with you once I have written my description. Welcome back again. So you can see I've finished up with my description, and I've kind of gone, as I said before, for that elevator style pitch. So I've gone beautiful grey solid wood sideboard with mid-century legs, kind of giving that overview. Item is in a beautiful grey, again trying to hit those keywords with 3 fantastic size drawers. So real nice and simple, nothing crazy. I've then listed the item dimensions, and I've put the length, the depth and the height to try to make that clear. And then I've just put a little section about the sort of the collection of the actual purchase. So collection from near Tamworth. And I can also offer delivery at the buyer's expense, and traditionally then that's when I negotiate on the delivery. If you then scroll down just a tad further, this section here is really important. So this is the tag. So these are the types of things where the buyer's not necessarily going to see it, but if they search for this particular word, then your listing is going to pop up. So you can see here, I've gone for things like sideboards. I've put wood, wooden. I've put in some of the American words, you know, buffet tables. So if you're doing sort of bedside tables, you might put in things like nightstands. Side tables, tables. I'm probably just going to add in one more. I'm going to stick in table, and then I might also just include wood or wooden table, just to kind of cover all of my bases. So you can see that's added in, and then finally offer delivery. So once you've ticked that, you can then go up and save. You can see I actually changed the title slightly. So I went for solid wood sideboard and I put chalk grey, because I know a lot of people are into the chalk at the moment. So I'm going to hit save, and that listing will now go live. So that listing is now live. It will get reviewed by Facebook, and then within probably a minute and a half, that will be up on the marketplace. So thanks for sticking around. Thank you for sort of watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this type of content, and I'll catch up with you soon. Welcome back. Got all that sideboard listed last night, and I've got some items to go and pick up now. I've got 2 tables I've got to pick up, so I'm going to shoot over, pick up the first one. Looks to be, I'm hoping it's going to be a really nice piece. It's a mango wood piece with 3 big drawers at the front, so it hits all those kind of key markers that I look for. So yeah, gonna head over now, and I'll catch up with you once I've picked up the table. See you in a sec. Boom, just like that. Just picked up it's solid wood, like mango table. It's got 4 drawers in total. I think it's a really good piece. I paid £30 for it. I think it's easily worth sort of 70, 75. So we'll double our money plus a little bit more, I hope. So I've now got to shoot home, get that one unloaded, and then I'm going to shoot out again. I'm going to go pick up another table. It's the table that I showed you in the sourcing element, the sourcing section just a couple of clips back. So yeah, got to shoot home, go and get this table collected, and then get back out on the road. Just checking in, guys. I've just arrived to pick up the piece that I sourced yesterday. I've pulled up at the person's house, and they've told me that they've damaged it getting it from their sort of living room into the hallway, and the top came off, so they lifted it via the top. They've just literally done it like 2 minutes before I got there, so unfortunately I've had to pass on that item. But I'm gonna head home, do a little bit of a wrap up, kind of run through everything that we've been doing the last couple of days. Just that one, look. Pick up a minute if you want. Yeah, sure. Yeah, just switch it in office where it is now, like kind of. Yeah, obviously went down as the 55 for the sale price, but I mean, with the fact that you stored it, we were going to give you 60. Is that, yeah? That's very fine. That's fair, you know. Can I give you my telephone number as well? Yeah, yes, being offered there on the Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I was say, we just literally moved house, so it used to be such a private place, but they didn't really have yeah. What's going to be well for eventually. Yeah, I know the thing about that football. Cool. Just ping me a message and we'll come and do it. I'll be back to tomorrow. I think because I think I'm not even probably the normal. Yeah, sure. I guess that's the thing. Yeah. Two people carry it, so are you guys happy to carry it? Yeah, you'll be fine. Thank you. There you go. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you very much. See how. Yeah, I'll carry it through the bottom, and the drawers are pretty solid, so. Oh, it's not too cool. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much, all good? Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's it. Yeah, sure. Let me check my key. Wow, just like that, just had 2 pieces collected. So had the sideboard unit just collected for £75, which was a really nice flip. Managed to turn that one around in probably about 36 hours. Someone messaged me yesterday and then they picked it up this morning. And then the blue coffee table that I've got, I'm gonna put up a picture. I actually had a couple that came round and they wanted me to store it, so they paid me but asked me to store it. But then you just saw, they just literally came back 30 seconds later and were like, we've got a friend that can store it. So managed to get paid £60 for that one. So I think we paid 30 or 35 for that one originally. So a really nice profit. But as I said, yeah, overall, we've had a good couple of days actually. As I said before, it's been a bit slow the last couple of weeks. We've been in lockdown. I completely forgot about that. You know, we weren't in lockdown last month, which I think has had an impact. But we're now up to £1,480 as a channel net worth, which I think is a really good kind of progress. So it means we've probably made about the 500, 550 this month, because we were just below that £1,000 mark last month. So a pretty good profit for the month. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, thank you ever so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, there's about 60% of you that are watching this that have not subscribed. If you can hit that subscribe button, that'd be really appreciated. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'll put all my details below. But yeah, thank you ever so much for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. See you in a bit.